The consistent sharpness of the cutting edge ensured optimal performance, allowing the cultivator to penetrate effectively every time. Welcome to the Schwarm region, where we are delighted to host you at the Hooß family farm in the Krassik uplands. We manage about 250 hectares, focusing on arable farming with winter rapeseed, wheat, barley and sugar beets. We mainly use the cultivator to prepare the field for sowing. That means for shallow soil cultivation, we work with a disc harrow. In the end, the cultivator goes from, let's say, loosen 2 centimeters down to 25 centimeters deep, and actually does this in a single pass. The field is left in such a condition that you can drill it without any problems. And I have to say, the old Smarugs used to do a good job at that. And the Karat does it even better. The fields we cultivate actually vary in terms of soil types, from heavy clay to sandy soil. We have fields where we only find boundary stones, but we also have fields with smaller and even larger basalt stones. Basically, we need to have equipment on the farm that works optimally under all conditions. So for us, it's important that we really loosen the entire soil evenly to a depth of 25 centimeters. And not end up with any wave patterns or anything like that. With that in mind, when I was thinking in the autumn about which wear parts I would need for the operation, I also spoke with our dealer. And he said, hey, there are now wing shares with carbide coating or with carbide plates, you could give it a try. However, I have to say, quite honestly, the price actually frightened me at first, but after talking to some people from Lemken, I was advised to just give it a try. A. The advantage is that you don't have to change the shares during the season. B. You always have a cleanly cut surface. And C. They're simply going to be fun for you to use. And I have to say, he was absolutely right. They delivered all the promised advantages. So we then conducted a share test. In the tractor track on one side was the new share, on the other side the old conventional uncoated share. And the share test lasted 4 years and covered 800 hectares. When I think about the fact that over those 4 years I would have had to change the shares 5 times, I would have had 5 times the downtime, not to mention the other disadvantages like not being able to cut the soil evenly anymore, I have to say it's definitely worth it. What really needs to be highlighted as an absolute positive is simply that these carbide plates, which I never would have thought is possible, especially after hitting stones, and this wing has covered 800 hectares, even after contact with stones, and where the stone protection mechanism is triggered, they always remain intact. So I even have a point here, and you can clearly see how well the plates have stayed in place and haven't chipped off. And in the end, the share has worn down around the plates. Or similarly here. On the wing, you can clearly see that it has worn down up here in the corner, but not down at the cutting edge. And if you look underneath, you can also see how nicely sharp the cutting angle has remained. You can definitely say absolutely top-notch. Here is a regular wing again, which has maybe done 50 hectares. Actually, this here is the original wing size. You can also clearly see that it no longer cuts as nicely and evenly, especially when working shallow. And I certainly don't have that issue at all with these carbide equipped wearing parts. They always sit nicely at the bottom and they stay sharp.